Hello and welcome to your virtual tour of Glasgow. I'm Sabrina Allison, Director of Discover Glasgow, and I will be your guide on this adventure. We're going to be exploring the city that has been named Friendliest City in the World by 3 different publications. We were also one of the first UNESCO cities of music, and still are, and we were one of the first European cities of culture, which set off so much development in culture and tourism in Glasgow, which you get to enjoy now. We have loads of amazing architecture, history, parks, food and drink, and just lovely places to explore. So this is what I want to share with you today. This is scratching the surface. There is so much more than I can include today, but I want to give you a feel for what there is. And we're going to go through the city center at different points. I'll give you orientation about the city center and also point out some places that you might not want to miss. But we're going to spend a lot of time exploring other parts of the city because it's really easy to come to the city center, see all the nice buildings and food and shopping, and then never leave and totally miss masses of other good things. The neighborhoods we're going to explore, most of them have actually been named among the coolest in the world, or at least in the UK. So it's really worth exploring. There is so much to see, and a lot of things are free. So on our tour, we're going to be using Google Earth because that gives us a chance to see kind of 3D, what things look like, see how things connect. But we'll also have pictures from Google Earth, and then I've added my own photos that I've taken that I want to share with you to see what it's like on the ground in different places. So just before we start exploring, we're going to have a quick zoom out to see where Glasgow is in relation to the UK, Europe, Scotland. We'll have a quick look at the city centre for orientation in terms of its boundaries, and then we'll start exploring. So, there we are, zoomed out. You can see the whole of the UK, and you can see that we are on the edge of Europe, which gives us a lot of other cultures that we like to welcome. But because we're on the edge, and especially Scotland, because we're not as close as England is by land, we really appreciate people coming, because it seems like you're making the effort, which we appreciate. And in Scotland, there is the central belt in the middle where 70% of the population lives. You can see here, this is the River Clyde going out eventually towards the Atlantic. And over here we have Edinburgh, which has its own estuary that goes out to the North Sea. So we're quite connected historically to exploring by sea. And Edinburgh is only an hour away by train for day trips. And here you can see the boundaries of the city of Glasgow. And you can see around it, there's a lot more population. So the city of Glasgow population is less than half of Greater Glasgow. There's a lot more around. But we're going to be looking at mostly places you could go within walking distance and definitely easy public transport. So just looking at the city center, the boundaries of the city center, at the south we have the River Clyde with all its shipping history, but nice to walk along now. And the west and north we have the M8 motorway, which arrived in the 1960s. It does move you quickly, but not so attractive, but there are discussions of turning it into a boulevard with a 30-mile-per-hour speed limit, and then it can be quieter and prettier. And on the east side, we have High Street here, which goes between the cathedral and Glasgow Cross down here. So the cathedral is where a monastery was started back in the late 500s, and down here at Glasgow Cross was where there was a medieval market. So this is the original history of Glasgow. So you've got 1960s, ancient history, and the river being the natural boundary. So now we are going to dive into the center of the center, which is George Square.